Your spine has been trying to tell you something for months now. That dull ache in your lower back after an ab workout isn't a sign of progress, it's a warning signal. It's your spine literally begging you to stop compressing it 100 times a day. Most people keep grinding through sit-ups because they think that's just what everyone does to get a six-pack. But they are wrong. Sit-ups are limited, largely ineffective, and honestly, quite dangerous for your long-term spinal health. When you perform a standard sit-up, you are primarily flexing your upper abs. Your lower abs, meanwhile, are barely doing the minimum. For lower abs to actually fire, your pelvis needs to tilt. In a traditional sit-up, your feet are usually planted and your legs are bent, meaning your pelvis stays locked in place. Because of this, your lower abs are likely getting only about 20% of the activation they actually need. This leads to the first major problem, incomplete core activation. Then there is the issue of progression. You start with 20 reps, move to 50, and eventually find yourself doing 100. But what has actually changed? Nothing. You've just become exceptionally good at performing a bad exercise. Unless you are training specifically for endurance, there is nowhere left for your strength to go. This is the second problem, no scalable growth. But the biggest issue is the physical toll. Every single rep of a sit-up compresses your spine, grinding your vertebral discs against each other over and over. If you do this thousands of times a month, you aren't just building abs, you are building chronic back pain that will eventually sneak up on you when you least expect it. There is a far better way to train, and it's called the hollow body hold. This single exercise provides 3 massive advantages that sit-ups simply cannot match. First, it targets your entire core simultaneously. Instead of the upper and lower abs taking turns, they are forced to fire together as one solid unit. Second, it is perfectly scalable. It grows with you as you get stronger, meaning there is always a next level to reach. Third, and most importantly, it is spine-friendly. It builds a protective shield around your midsection without grinding your discs into dust. In a sit-up, you might get an 80-20th split between upper and lower ab work. In a hollow body hold, you achieve a near 50-50 balance. When you hold this position correctly, you will feel a level of tension that makes sit-ups feel like child's play. Most people who have spent years doing hundreds of sit-ups realize within 10 seconds of a hollow body hold that their core is actually much weaker than they thought. The beauty of this move lies in basic physics, specifically, lever length. The further you extend your limbs away from your center, the harder your abs have to work to keep your body stable. If you are a beginner, you start with a shorter lever by keeping your knees bent and feet off the ground. This makes it manageable while you learn the proper form. As you get stronger, you extend your legs straight out, eventually lowering them closer to the floor. This forces the lower abs to work overtime to keep your pelvis tilted and your lower back glued to the ground. This is where real, functional core strength is built. The hollow body hold is a static exercise, but it also opens the door to dynamic movements that don't hammer your spine. For instance, log rolls involve holding the hollow body position while rolling sideways, which adds a rotational element for your obliques and engages the back muscles. Then there are hollow body rocks, where you move back and forth like a seesaw, maintaining total tension throughout the movement. To perform the perfect hold, follow these steps. Start by lying on your back with your arms overhead and legs straight. The most critical move is to press your lower back completely flat against the floor. There should be zero gap between your spine and the ground. If a hand can slide under your back, you aren't using your abs, you're using your hip flexors. Next, lift your shoulder blades just a few inches off the ground to engage the upper abs. Finally, lift your legs. Keep them at a 45-degree angle to start, and as you get stronger, move them lower. Remember to breathe normally, holding your breath creates unnecessary internal pressure. Keep a neutral neck, don't tuck your chin too hard into your chest or strain your head backward. Aim to train this 2 to 3 times per week. Start with 10-second holds and track your progress. If you hit 12 seconds last week and 15 this week, that is real measurable strength gain. Once you can hold a perfect position for 30 seconds or more, you have earned the right to move to advanced variations. Sit-ups are a relic of the past. If you want a core that is as strong as it looks, stop the mindless repetitions and start mastering the hold.